Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts Bringing Value Home. President Ali urges new cabinet to serve with humility and efficiency as 25 members take oath of office. 7 new faces included. Campbell working to advance a national development agenda, poverty alleviation, constitutional reform, and transparency on the front burner. MERVYN Williams resigns from PNCR. I had a good run, says the former executive. And North Ruimveldt Secondary School celebrates 50 years. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA with the Monday 15th September 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what we will tell you this evening. Over the weekend, 25 members of cabinet, with 7 being new faces, were administered the oath of office by Head of State Irfaan Ali. In his address to office holders, President Ali admonished that they serve with humility and efficiency. Antonio Day has that story.
The new cabinet today is put on notice. The foundation of this new government is about results, people, efficiency, transparency, and relentless hard work.
That was Head of State Irfaan Ali after swearing 25 ministers, with 7 being new faces to his new cabinet last Saturday evening. The Head of State noted that there will be continuous assessments of the members and changes will be made where or when necessary. President Ali urged these public office holders to execute their duties with humility and to remember that they are there to serve the people of this country. He noted that the cabinet is diversified, including young people.
You will see the traditional mix of our country, men, women, every ethnic group, youth.
According to the president, these cabinet appointees come with a host of experience which forms part of vision and transformative agenda he's pursuing for all citizens. However, there were major changes to the cabinet, with Priya Manichan, who served in the Ministry of Education, being reassigned to the Ministry of Local Government. Pauline Sukai was removed as Minister of Armed Affairs and is now serving as Minister within Manichan's ministry. Robeson Ben's portfolio as Minister of Home Affairs was given to Onyx Waldron, an attorney at law, who served as Minister of Tourism. Ben is now an advisor in the Ministry of Home Affairs. Party stalwarts such as Dr. Vinay Prasad, Anna Nandalal, Gail Teixeira, Dr. Ashley Singh, Kwame McCoy, Dr. Frank Anthony, Charles Ramsden Jr., Juan Edgel, Hugh Todd, Colin Crowell, and Vikram Barrett retained in their ministerial portfolios. Youthful faces such as Keoma Griffith, Sarah Brown, and Stephen Jacobs were assigned ministerial portfolios in Labour, Armed Affairs, and Culture, Youth and Sport. Thandai McAllister, another youthful figure, was assigned the task as a parliamentary secretary. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day will now tell us that after being appointed a leader of the Partnership for National Unity at the parliamentary level, Dr. Terence Campbell is working to advance a national development agenda that places emphasis on poverty alleviation, constitutional reform, and transparency.
The Partnership for National Unity will resist efforts to split the opposition bloc and instead aim to cooperate with the government and other opposition parties to further reforms. Dr. Terence Campbell, who was chosen to lead the APNU's 12-member team at the parliamentary level, made these staunch remarks.
We are going to Parliament to push forward an agenda of national development, which will benefit the people if it's embraced, that the people of the country will know exactly what was our role in getting it done, bringing relief to them, bringing development and not just growth to them.
Speaking on the Nation Watch program, Dr. Terence Campbell cautioned that overcoming the ruling People's Progressive Party Civic's attempts to take advantage of divisions would require unity among opposition parties.
One of the things that I intend to push hard for is a change in approach in this 13th Parliament, at least from the APNU parliamentarians. And you will see those parliamentarians working, and work has already started.
He noted that the significant change of Guyana's political system of proportional representation has resulted in members of parliament not serving the citizenry as they should. According to Campbell, it is expected that every APNU member of parliament will be productive in every community in preparation for the upcoming local government elections slated next year.
The APNU is a national party, and there is no place that we will be limited to geographically. We will campaign from coast to coast.
Dr. Campbell stated that all Guyanese, not just party members, would benefit from the opposition's 12 MPs, who should be viewed as the bastion for change.
I will use this opportunity to bring some change into how the parliamentary delegation operates and deliver, not only for those who voted for us, but for all of the people of Guyana.
He said his mantra would be inclusionary politics, economic development, and legislative changes. Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Why are international elections observers still presiding over a broken electoral system at the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM? VPAC's Derwin Best says the time is now for serious changes to be made at GECOM. Travis Chase spoke with the VPAC chair on Monday.
Yet another political movement is calling on the chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission, retired Justice Claudette Singh, to resign following the failure to implement key recommendations from international elections observers. Chairman of VPAC Derwin Best said the electorate is at a disadvantage given a clearly broken electoral system. The businessman turned politician spoke with Nightly News via telephone Monday.
I believe that the chair should do the honorable thing. Her and the entire leadership of GECOM should step down and clear the way for an electoral reform.
The Carter Center, for example, emphasized the need for urgent reforms to the electoral system and administration following the 2025 general and regional elections. The center's key recommendation is the depoliticization and reform of the Guyana Elections Commission. Best said VPAC remains puzzled that international observers have once again come to Guyana and nothing significantly has changed at GECOM since the 2020 elections.
Then we have the group, the Carter Center, who I would have met with and I would have raised this particular issue with. The Carter Center would have made multiple recommendations. And the question that I asked them, if those recommendations wasn't addressed, then what really are they here to observe? The same broken system, in my view.
It is the view of the politician that the makeup of GECOM in its current composition only represents the interest of the governing People's Progressive Party Civic and the People's National Congress Reform. He believes the electorate has no trust in GECOM.
If you walk the streets today and you do anyone do a survey, you're not gonna. Then there's gonna be more. I'm sure you're gonna hear more that while there is a government and there's an opposition and there's three other parties, what you're going to hear is they don't trust GECOM. So it's no longer who is going to run or who are on the electoral ticket. Do we have an electoral system that the citizens have any faith or confidence in?
Chairman of GECOM, Claudette Singh, could not be reached for a comment. In fact, the chairman was not seen or heard from, at least by members of the press, since nomination day on July 14, 2025. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Join us after this break. We have more news for you. Welcome back with the HGP Nightly News. The high-profile election of fraud trial continued on Monday with more testimonies from witnesses who recounted their observations during the contentious 2020 general and regional elections. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Day 22 of the election fraud trial resumed on Monday before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith Magusti at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. During the morning session, presidential candidate for the Citizenship Initiative, TCI, in the 2020 general elections, Rhonda Ann Lamb entered the witness box and gave her testimony in what she observed during the election tabulation process at the command center. Lamb testified that she noticed changes made to the statements of polls, SOPs, in favor of both APNU AFC and the PPPC. She said she observed a systemic raising of votes for APNU AFC and a lowering of votes for PPPC, which she and other party members objected to. She also told the court that when she saw one of the defendants, Enrique Livan, leave the room with a flash drive in his hands, claiming he was tired. Additionally, she recalled hearing District 4 returning officer Clement Mingo make a declaration. During cross-examination by defense attorney Nigel Hughes, Lamb was questioned about her testimony. Hughes asked why she did not record either audio or video of Mingo's declaration despite having the capacity to do so. In the afternoon session, Jonathan Yearwood from Anua United Guyana-Anug returned to the witness box for a cross-examination by attorney Hughes. Yearwood was questioned about GECOM's training sessions, asking if he recalled counting agents being given the power to interrupt the counting process. Yearwood admitted that counting agents had no authority to direct the returning officer in how to conduct the count. He further agreed that no observer, whether local or foreign, had the power to instruct the returning officer on how the count should be carried out. Yearwood also confirmed that he never lodged any complaints with GECOM about the conduct of the officials, even though he was aware the body was managed by commissioners. He admitted he did not provide police with any independent verification process, despite taking photographs of SOPs, and instead handed over SOPs that had been provided by the PPPC. The matter is set to continue on September 16. The charges in this high-profile case stemmed from the 2020 general and regional elections, which were marred by allegations of fraud and political turmoil. Several former GECOM officials and political operatives are accused of conspiring to alter the outcome of the vote. In total, the defendants are facing 19 charges related to electoral fraud. The prosecution has indicated that it intends to call approximately 73 witnesses as part of its case. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
I had a good run, says former executive of the People's National Congress Reform, MERVYN Williams, as he announced his resignation from the party. Travis Chase is on that story.
After serving more than 40 years in the People's National Congress Reform, MERVYN Williams on Sunday resigned from the party and its Central Executive Committee. Williams made the announcement during the party's televised program Nation Watch.
It is even with a heavier heart that I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, and my guest, Dr. Campbell, will forgive me for not saying this before, but I now announce, regrettably, my resignation from the People's National Congress Reform.
Mr. Williams, who said he secured the second highest number of votes at the last biennial Congress, did not provide any reason for his decisions, but he said it was a difficult one.
It was a difficult decision, but the circumstances dictate that I take this decision. It was one that I contemplated even before September 1.
The former Shadow Agriculture Minister spoke of unfortunate occurrences that influenced his resignation.
And they were unfortunate occurrences after September 1 that, in fact, one of those two occurrences predates September 1, but came to my attention after. I, having regard to those sets of circumstances and recognizing the need for the party to go through its rebuilding process, I've had a good run.
Contacted on Sunday and asked specifically whether he has intentions of joining the People's Progressive Party, Williams told Nightly News that he has not considered any political option. Quote, I, for good reason and sufficient reason, and after careful consideration, resigned from my party. That's where I am. Meanwhile, leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, said at 10:49 a.m. Monday that he has not officially received a resignation letter from Williams. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, Sherwin Holder, chairman of the People's National Congress Reform, on a Tuesday resigned from his portfolio. In an email to the party leader and the general secretary, Holder indicated that his resignation as chair of the party was with immediate effect. No explanation was given for his decision. He expressed gratitude to the party's executive leader and members for their trust in him over the years and offered best wishes to the party in its rebuilding and revitalization effort. At the last two PNC biannual congresses, Holder, a close ally of PNC reform leader Aubrey Norton, was elected twice to the chairmanship as a member of the Norton slate. Students in Region 10 could soon see relief from overcrowded classrooms and shift systems as the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development is pushing for the long-delayed Bamia Primary School to be completed by October. Jada June reports.
Newly sworn-in Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Priya Manik-Chand, has issued an ultimatum to the contractor and subcontractors to swiftly complete the Bamia Primary School in Region 10 or face the consequences. Manik-Chand emphasized that continuous delays has directly affected students' access to quality education, leaving students to attend classes on a rotation system. Currently, many children are only able to attend school 3 to 4 days a month, an arrangement that the ministry says is not sustainable.
This is a school that's going to take over this entire catchment. Right now, what's happening is the children are on shift or sitting 3 and 4 on a bench, even when they're on shift.
During a visit on Sunday, officials from the Ministry of Local Government met with the contractor and subcontractors to review all outstanding work. To ensure timely completion, a project manager will be stationed at the school to closely monitor the finishing touches and hold the construction team accountable.
We've just had a meeting with the contractor and their subcontractors and gone through all the things that need to be done. And we're going to be putting someone here fully to make sure that these finishing works will be finished.
The ministry has set a target of October for the school's opening and issued a clear warning to subcontractors: either complete the project within the stipulated time or be replaced. Officials emphasize that this level of urgency is non-negotiable, as the school is expected to accommodate the entire student body in Region 10 and ease the burden caused by overcrowded classrooms and shift systems.
But I've also seen other schools where there isn't a push, and other buildings that last leg of finishing take forever. We can't afford that here. The contractors have been told that it's either they finish this or come off the project.
The ministry reiterated its commitment to delivering a modern learning environment for students in Region 10, pledging to run down the list of outstanding works until the facility is ready for use. Jada June reported for HGP Nightly News.
Join us after this break. We have more news for you. Welcome back with the HGP Nightly News. Thanks for staying with us. The Ministry of Public Works has advised that from September 15 through 19, between 21 hours and 4 hours 30, westbound traffic on the western end of the Demerara Harper Bridge will be temporarily reduced to a single lane. The change is necessary to facilitate the completion of pavement work for road widening and resurfacing. The ministry apologizes for the inconvenience caused and appreciate your cooperation during this time. Guyana and Suriname are moving to strengthen ties as the presidents of both nations met over the weekend in Naikere, Suriname. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
President Irfan Ali and Her Excellency Jennifer Gerlin Simmons, President of the Republic of Suriname, met over the weekend in Naikere to review the state of bilateral relations and to push forward a wide-ranging agenda for cooperation between the two neighboring nations. In a joint statement, the two presidents reaffirmed their commitment to the construction of the bridge across the Quarantine River, one of the most anticipated projects between Suriname and Guyana, emphasizing its transformative potential.
Commitment from both governments in having this signature project completed. As a result, there will be timely advancement of this project, recognizing the transformational role it can play.
The leaders also agreed on a peaceful settlement of border matters.
Through diplomacy, dialogue, and respect for international law. We agreed that the chair of both commissions will meet as soon as possible and thereafter convene the 7th meeting of the Suriname-Guyana Joint Border Commission before the end of this year.
Agriculture, food security, and fisheries were also high on the agenda, given their importance to both countries.
We both have an enormous opportunity in contributing to the food security of CARICOM and in building out an ecosystem that would position Guyana and Suriname as major food producer.
The two heads further confirmed their commitment to working closely on the regional ferry project to enhance regional integration.
We have committed to having that review and to take the necessary action that would lead to the improvement of that service.
The discussions also extended to the Strategic Dialogue and Cooperation Platform, SDCP, economic cooperation, and energy security, as both nations reaffirmed their intention to deepen bilateral relations. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Dissecting some of the issues that led to their election bloodbath, the People's National Congress Reform and the Partnership for National Unity's leader, Aubrey Norton, believes that the fundamental issue must be addressed in the new political dispensation. He sees an abundance of financing as being critical going forward. Marvin Cato reports.
Aubrey Norton, leader of the People's National Congress Reform and a Partnership for National Unity, PNCR and APNU, on the program sources, fleshed out a number of reasons why he believes the party did so poorly in its 2025 elections bid. Norton stated a plethora of issues in his mind that he felt contributed to his party's stinging defeat. Finances topped the list.
There's no doubt that some people were carried away by the wealth on that side. I sense what we have to do moving forward is to find wealthy people who are willing to support the APNU and move forward.
He was adamant that the war chest was important going into the 2030 elections since the political dynamics have significantly changed.
It can no longer be a situation where you just rely on your policies, your programs, etc. That's not going to...
You have to have money.
You have to have money. That is going to be a critical factor moving forward.
The rampant resignations and loss of prominent members did not aid the image of the party. He contended that had there been greater unity within when he took over the leadership at such a turbulent time, their performance could have been much improved.
It would have affected, but I don't think they pulled votes. In fact, if you do a careful analysis, it's some of our ground soldiers who went to win that helped rather than the persons who will end up at the top.
The party leader also believes that due to the flexibility of the APNU base, WIN was able to lure their traditional supporters due to sympathy towards their presidential candidate and the lure of money. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Elizabeth Harper, a consummate professional, a woman worth her salt, a visionary, a diplomatic powerhouse whose calm but firm approach saw Guyana's foreign policy being recognized and respected the world over, died last Saturday. Marvin Cato reports.
On Saturday, just before the swearing-in ceremony of the New People's Progressive Party Civic PPPC cabinet, the passing of Elizabeth Harper was announced. In brief remarks, President Irfan Ali hailed Ambassador Elizabeth Harper as one of Guyana's most outstanding citizens. The head of state said the career diplomat exemplified excellence and dedication in her work and emphasized that her legacy will continue to inspire many. I quote, "Our passing is a monumental loss for our country," President Ali said. Mia Amor Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, in her remarks, earmarked that Guyana has lost a true daughter of the soil and the region has lost one of the best examples of a true public servant. I quote, "I am saddened to learn of the passing of Elizabeth Harper, the Guyanese Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, whose public service career spanned over 4 decades. Liz was a consummate professional and diplomat, someone who understood that effective diplomacy combines both competence and genuine human connection." Close quote. The Caribbean community CARICOM also paid tribute to Mistress Harper, describing her passing as a profound loss for Guyana and the wider region. She was 67. The CARICOM Secretariat described her as, and I quote, a consummate diplomat who embodied the highest standards of professionalism, grace, and efficiency, close quote. The APNU coalition paid homage by saying that it joins with the rest of the country in extending heartfelt sympathy to the family and friends on the passing of Mistress Harper. The coalition, in its tribute, indicated that she had a remarkable career as a public servant and a Foreign Service officer. She became a member of the Foreign Service just after she left high school. At a rather tender age, she joined the Foreign Service at a time when it was still constructing the internal institutions and means of external representation in preparing itself for the robust defense of the nation. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
The North Ruimveldt Multilateral School is celebrating its 50th anniversary of service to education, community development, and youth empowerment. Established as a beacon of academic and technical excellence, the institution's journey over the decades reflects resilience, innovation, and a steadfast commitment to nurturing generations of disciplined and successful students. Jada June has that story.
The North Ruimveldt Multilateral Secondary School celebrated its 50 years of excellence, where many students, alumni, and teachers gathered to celebrate. Throughout the celebration, legacies, milestones, and academic achievements were discussed. During the 1980s to the 1990s, the foundation of its legacy was firmly laid as the school established a reputation for providing high-quality education while offering technical skills training. According to the school's head teacher, Rosalind Khan, this era was crucial in positioning the school as a leader in secondary education, both academically and vocationally.
Over the years, the North Ruimveldt Secondary School has evolved from 1975 into the 1980s. The school continued its operation as one of the 5 multilateral schools across the country.
Ms. Khan also pointed out that in the 2000s, the school's Alumni Association began organizing more formally and played a pivotal role in supporting the school's growth.
The success of North Ruimveldt Secondary also came in the 2000s, where significant improvements were noted in the students' academic achievements from 2005 to 2013.
Meanwhile, in 2025, the institution was officially recognized as a A-list school, a testament to its academic standards, technical training programs, and commitment to student development, and now in 2025, it celebrates its 50 years. By 2019, North Ruimveldt Multilateral Secondary School recorded an impressive 80% pass rate at the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate examinations. This achievement reflected steady academic growth and reaffirmed the school's reputation for producing disciplined, high-achieving students.
While North Ruimveldt is no longer a multilateral, this prestigious organization remains the top-performing secondary school in the South Georgetown district.
The school's resilience was tested on June 18, 2021, when a devastating fire destroyed the building. This tragedy was a significant loss for the students, staff, alumni, and the surrounding community, but it also became a rallying point for renewal and rebuilding. In August 2025, the North Ruimveldt Multilateral Secondary School was officially recommissioned, symbolizing a fresh start. The new facilities marks not just a physical rebuilding, but a renewed vision for excellence and service to future generations.
Despite the destruction of the teaching block, the staff remain resilient in shaping the minds of the learners to foster their continued success.
As the school enters its next chapter, it remains committed to shaping leaders, innovators, and professionals who will make a lasting mark on society. Jada June reported for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Good evening and welcome to Monday's edition of the Regional News. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has warned Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana that if they lend themselves to an attack against him, they will receive a response. The warning came via a post on social media. Prime Minister Campbell Bissessar did not respond to query regarding Maduro's reported statement. Other senior government officials said the Prime Minister has made her position clear and has maintained it. They added that the PM will speak at the United Nations General Assembly on September 26 and will give Trinidad and Tobago's position on everything. According to reports, the Trump administration had quote-unquote identified a bunker belonging to Maduro and Venezuelan Minister of Popular Power for Interior, Justice and Peace, Diosdado Cabello, at Simon Bolivar International Airport. The report provided coordinates and detailed 5 underground levels 40 meters deep, including a presidential arrival hall with a living room, barracks, a gym, and oxygen supply for 25 days. It also claimed that the facility was guarded by Cuban security. Venezuela's Defense Minister General Vladimir Padrino Lopez issued another warning telling Trinidad and Tobago not to allow U.S. forces to use its territory as a base to attack Venezuela. The senior Venezuelan military official stated that should Trinidad and Tobago or Guyana lend their territories to potential U.S. military aggression against Venezuela, they would face a forceful response in legitimate defense, quote-unquote. It is necessary to warn that if an attack against Venezuela is launched from those territories, we will respond proportionally in legitimate defense of our sovereignty, Padrino said, accusing both governments of following directives drafted in Washington. The United Nations Secretary General condemned the reported killing of at least 40 people during an attack by armed gangs in a fishing village north of Haiti's capital. Local media in Haiti widely reported that the attack took place on Thursday night at La Baudry, another sign of escalating gang violence that has spread outside the capital. The Secretary General is alarmed by the levels of violence rocking Haiti and urged the Haitian authorities to ensure that the perpetrators of these and other human rights abuses and violations are brought to justice. Local media in Haiti reported that gangs set La Baudry on fire after the killing of a local gang leader who goes by the name Vladimir. "19 Venezuelan nationals were detained during anti-crime operations in the southwest of Trinidad on Saturday, as authorities continue efforts to manage illegal migration from Venezuela. Police also arrested a 30-year-old .14 man after 5 Venezuelans aged between 21 and 33 were found at his home during one of the operations. In a separate incident later that day, 14 Venezuelan nationals, including children as young as 5, were discovered by the members of the country's Marine Interdiction Unit hiding on a beach. The group, which included adults up to 40 years old, is believed to have entered the country illegally. Trinidad and Tobago has experienced a sustained influx of Venezuelan migrants in recent years. Many fled economic hardship and political instability at home. Thank you for watching. I am Tiana Cole.
And welcome to HGP TV's Sportcast.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Darwin Nevlet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Monday, September 15, 2025. We begin tonight with some domestic football. Elite League Season 7 resumed with action at the National Track and Field Center in Lenora on Saturday. Kimar Beckford scored a dazzling hat-trick and Darrell Garcia a double as tabletoppers Slingers FC recorded a thrashing 11-0 victory over the Fruta Conquerors. Also on Saturday night, it was a 2-2 stalemate in the joint services clash between the Guyana Defence Force and the Guyana Police Force FC. Police snipers Naron Barrow and Simeon Moore, as well as GDF bombers Malcolm Miggins and Chris Macy, each scored 1 goal in a fixture that was one of the biggest grudge matches of the season. In cricket, the man from the Cinderella County of Essequibo, Quinton Sampson, showed his strength as the Guyana Amazon Warriors secured 2 clutch CPL victories against table toppers St. Lucia Kings on Saturday and bottom feeders Barbados Royals on Sunday. Winning the toss and batting first, the Kings reached 185 for 4 on the back of some good batting from Akeem Agist, who scored 50 from 30, and Rustin Chase, who was unbeaten on 90 off of 55. Opening the batting in the run chase for the very first time in his CPL career, player of the match Sampson scored a powerful 76 from 39, as Dwayne Pretorius, needing 4 from the final delivery, struck David Weiser for a maximum to secure a 2-wicket victory. On Sunday, it was much easier for the Warriors after being sent in by the Royals. Sampson backed up his 76 with an even 50 from 36, and along with player of the match Shimron Hetmeyer, who returned to form with a vintage 68 from 39, propelled the Warriors to a winning total of 189 for 6. Kudikish Moti would then ensure a commanding 62-run victory for the home side by securing his first 5-wicket haul in T20s, finishing with figures of 5 for 21 as both Shamar Joseph and Dwayne Pretorius each chipped in with 2 wickets to dismiss the hapless Royals for just 125 in 18.2 overs. The Warriors are now through to face defending champion St. Lucia Kings in the qualifier on Wednesday for the first of 2 possible attempts to make the final on Sunday. Meanwhile, TKR will go up against the Falcons in a knockout eliminator on Tuesday. Some more cricket updates. Commissioner Hicken and Assistant Commissioner Blanham were part of a long list of officers in attendance and on show as team headquarters secured their 3rd consecutive victory in the Commissioner of Police's T20 Tournament 2025, defeating the officers by 27 runs in a low-scoring thriller at Ivleary on Friday. Trevor Benn of the officers took 4 for 16 and then scored 24 from 9 to secure the Best Bowler and the Best All-Rounder awards, while the Man of the Match and Best Batsman awards both went to Kanaya Ramkaran of team headquarters for his match-winning 49 from 41, as well as 1 for 25 from 4 overs. Moving on to some athletics, Emmanuel Archibald, Guyana's national record holder in both the long jump and 100 meters, and our lone representative at the ongoing 2025 World Athletic Championships in Tokyo, unfortunately failed to advance in the final round of the men's long jump, leaving the competition with a best jump of 7.62 in the qualifying stage. Also in athletics, Tiana Springer, Rodell Green, Javon Roberts, Kyla Charles, Tishawn Easton, Onesi Dunn, and Caden Prasad have all been shortlisted to represent Guyana at the upcoming Junior Pan American Games scheduled for October in Colombia. Now we conclude with the sad news of former 2-time national cycling champion Alonzo Greaves being laid to rest on Saturday. Greaves lost his life after being involved in a motorcycle accident on Wednesday, September 3rd on Mandela Avenue in the vicinity of the Botanical Gardens. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett reminding you to stay in the game.
President Ali urges new cabinet to serve with humility and efficiency as 25 members take oath of office, 7 new faces included. Campbell working to advance a national development agenda, poverty alleviation, constitutional reform, and transparency on the front burner. MERVYN Williams resigns from PNCR. I had a good run, says the former executive. And North Ruimveldt Secondary School celebrates 50 years. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.